Good day, my name is Angelo. This is your most preferred YouTube channel, Nation Voice Tower. Thank you for joining us. I want to establish a particular fact. I have sources. I have evidences. I have sources. Okay, then I have reliable information on these things. Okay, even if sometimes we may not give you video evidences, but of course, you should know that analytically we are rational human beings, so we should be able to deduce one or two odd occurrences when we see one, and then when we include with our informants from the inside, okay, we can be able to establish our information and get authentic facts, not hearsay, not rumor. All right, I brought you updates earlier few days ago about the outcome of the presidential elections petitions tribunal, and here is it. You have confirmed it, so that confirms legitimacy and authenticity of our source. So I would urge you to always stay glued to Nation's Voice Tower. Now, I have come to establish a particular fact, and I want us to do it together. All right, please pay attention because this is very, very important right now. Why did the Nigerian Labour Congress suddenly go on strike when they know very, very well that that same day that strike was declared was supposed to be the day, or is finally the day, the tribunal set as judgment day? Why did they opt to go on strike? Don't you think there is something fishy? Why? Others may look at it and say, okay, they went on strike so that workers would be able to have time to come out and witness the final judgment, or to come out and protest it, No, no, that's not the case. Please pay attention. Let us establish this fact together, so that you will know that from our inner sources, you don't have access to our inner sources. We do. So we have that info. Now let's establish the fact rationally, okay, and systematically as human beings with our reasoning. Then I will include my facts for you. Then you will now arrive at an answer. You know what I'm trying to say. But meanwhile, let me give you the updates. Now listen. The leadership of the Nigerian labor unions, made up of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Commission, Nigerian Labour Congress led by Comrade Joe Ajaero, and the Trade Union Congress or Commission led by Comrade Festus Osifo. Now, do you know that they had to get involved in the plot? They had to be co-opted in the plot to affirm Bola Ahmed Tinubu's presidency, after it was alleged that both leaders, Comrade Ajaero and Festus Osifo, allegedly negotiated millions of naira in take-homes. I don't want to call it bribes. Take-homes. Yes. Now let me explain it. Let us go together. Walk with me, please. Pay attention. Please pay attention. I don't know, we don't joke here. Now, the 2-day warning strike was announced by the Nigerian Labour Congress. Now, it was part of the plans to put in place, allegedly, to put in place between the leadership of the labor unions. Now listen, I want to establish the facts so strongly, okay? That strike was a part of the plan to put in place the affirmation of Bola Tinubu's presidency. Now, the leadership of the labor unions, that is NLC and the TUC, the Director General of the DSS, that is Yusuf Bichi, the Chief of Staff of the President, that is Femi Gbajabiamila, and the Minister for the FCT, Nyesom Ezemo Nwike, used that particular time to shut down the country. The 2-day warning strike was a plot, allegedly, to shut down the country in order to create an enabling environment. Listen, a very good enabling environment for the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal to announce Bola Ahmed Tinubu as elected, like to dismiss the case of Labour Party and PDP. That is for the tribunal to find a very conducive environment to take place, all right, which allegedly took place on the 6th day of September 2023. That is yesterday. Now let us bring the facts in now, all right. Pay attention, all right. Now they had to come together. These are those that were at the helm of affairs. I brought you the involvement of all these people, apart from the leadership of the labor unions. The three other people, Femi Gbajabiamila, Nyesom Wike, and Yusuf Bichi. I told you their involvement in all this. Now listen, let us recall that the leadership of the labor union, that is NLC and TUC, had, in the wake of the removal of the fuel subsidy, very, very quickly they swung into action. They threatened strikes after strikes, and after a meeting with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, in Aso Rock, they shelved the planned strike. Yes, Femi Gbajabiamila met them, I think, twice or thereabouts, and they had a meeting in Aso Rock. They shelved the planned strike, agreeing that negotiations should continue between Labour and the government. There is nowhere, allegedly, please, there is nowhere a disagreement has reportedly occurred between these two parties. But the Nigerian Labour Congress just woke up in the wake of one day within this week in what appeared to be a well choreographed scheme and plot to announce a 2-day warning strike just about the same day when the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal fixed its ruling. Was that a coincidence? Do you think that was a coincidence? I'm asking, do you think that was a coincidence? That is not allegedly a coincidence. All right. Now, reliable informants confirmed to us that the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress or Commission and its officials and the officials in Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government had entered into an alliance to facilitate the smooth announcement of the judgment in favor of Bola Tinubu. In return, the leadership of the labor unions, that's NLC and TUC, smiled to their banks with millions, allegedly. This is what is on ground. Millions in cash. Now, the truth is, this particular movement is a kind of advantage granted in return for a favor or in return of something. Yes, I will call it let me not address it in the way I wanted to address it. I wanted to use a Latin word for it. I think quid qua pro or something. That's what it's called. Now, let us give it a sharp reasoning or a quick reasoning before we close up this particular update. Now, the NLC, headed by Comrade Joe Ajaero, said today, this morning, as at after, I think last night, yes, it announced last night after the ruling that all workers should return to work on Thursday. That is the 7th day of September 2023. The reasons the NLC gave under the news was that the 2-day warning strike was in order to draw the attention of the government to the fact that the masses were suffering, and all that. You could read it online anytime you have the time. You could go on the Punch, the Guardian, or This Day, or any of the dailies, all right? That was the reason they gave, the NLC gave. Now, you as viewers and we over here, do we think that the government's attention was really on NLC on the day of ruling, or on the day the tribunal was giving its final judgment, where do you think the attention of the government will be on such a day as special as 6th September 2023, a day set aside for the tribunal to give its final ruling? Where will the attention of the government be? On the people, on the NLC, on workers' salaries or wages, or on the courts? I want us to analytically think about this. Yes. So I think we have our answer now. Yes, because the NLC cannot come out and play us. Yes, you are fighting for the welfare of workers. That is good. That is basic. All right, we love it. Okay, but don't play with the heads of Nigerians. All right, don't weaponize the suffering of the workers. All right, don't weaponize the poverty, the poor state of some workers. All right, because they want wages does not mean you should use their own needs and fill your own pockets. All right, why will you say you went on strike to drag the attention of the government to the workers? On a day like that, will the attention of the government be drawn to workers? Well, we will continue to, we'll continue to say what needs to be said, because what needs to be said is the bitter truth. Yes, thank you so much. We will continue to bring you more stories so that you would know what government we are into and how we could go on the fight to reclaim Nigeria. Okay, we wouldn't stop. Yeah, somebody was saying in the comment section yesterday that now that the tribunal is over, our work is finished. No, we are here to stay, and we are here to bring them to limelight. Please share this video. Yes, because they need to know. Now, I want to say something still on the tribunal. Yes, all hope is not lost. Let us say we still have a very, very deep belief in the judiciary. All hope is not lost. And of course, as the adage goes, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, obedience and Nigerians, that is those who follow Peter Obi, obedience, and the population of Nigeria shouldn't lose hope, especially those who believe in a new Nigeria. All right, because from what we're hearing, Peter Obi and Dr. Baba Ahmed have asked their councils, led by Dr. Levi Uzauku, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, to proceed to appeal the judgment and furthermore proceed to the Supreme Court in the pursuit of justice. Okay, haven't been dissatisfied over time with the judgment delivered by the Court of Appeal and the tribunal led by Justice Haruna Samani Simon. Well, before I allow you watch Levi Uzauku while he made that while he broke the news to the pressmen, I would like to leave you with one statement that Levi Uzauku made, and that statement really tends to be so deep in meaning. All right, Levi Uzauku left the pressmen with one statement. He said, "History will vindicate the just." I repeat, history will vindicate the just. This statement is deep. For everybody involved in this, from Yakubu Mahmoud up to whoever was involved, this statement would go a long way. Posterity would always remember this. Please watch this video so that you would have a better, understanding and first-hand information of what Levi Uzauku said as a message from Peter Gregory Obi and his deputy.
I'm saying that our clients are dissatisfied with the judgment just delivered. And we have the firm instruction of our clients to challenge the judgment on appeal. And the court has promised us that possibly by tomorrow we are going to get a copy of the judgment. Once we have it, we will swing into action. Let me say this. We have to be very careful in this country. If we are not careful, electoral jurisprudence will virtually disappear. I'm saying this with every amount of sincerity, because when the litigants, when those who contested the election continue to find it very difficult to establish their case due to obstacles all the way, starting by INEC. Certainly they may resort to some other means of trying to seek justice, which may not be lawful. And nobody encourages that. Nobody encourages that. So, and also, I commend the Court of Appeal for introducing live streaming. You will recall that we applied to the court to have live streaming of all the proceedings. The court, in its wisdom, did not grant the application, but now in the end, they saw wisdom in it to guarantee transparency. Hence, they introduced live streaming of the judgment. Certainly, it would have been better if there was live streaming of the entire proceedings so that the public will now watch it from beginning to the end and connect properly with the judgment. But this one just started from the judgment, so they didn't start from the very beginning. So I do hope and pray that next time it will be continuous from the beginning of the case, beginning of the hearing, until the end. That is the only way you can ensure transparency. Because when something is open, people will see it themselves and they will make up their minds one way or the other. Finally, okay. I leave you with one word. History. History will vindicate the just.
All right. Yes. Of course, history will vindicate the just. Yes. This will go down in history as a particular day that the judiciary collaboratively murdered democracy. Yes. We are trying to think, or we are cajoled into thinking that there is still justice at the Supreme Court. Let us hope that justice exists in the Supreme Court, so we will be able to sieve out, the trash from the judiciary and allow, the main material to stay in. Because with what has just happened in the Court of Appeal, there are still doubts, utmost doubts cast on whether or not the judiciary is very, very transparent or not. Why did you then allow for live streaming on the final judgment day? Why didn't you allow for the proceedings to be recorded on live TV? All right, these are one of the questionable rulings that the tribunal in the Court of Appeal gave as regards these presidential petitions that is yet to be accessed or yet to be clarified as any transparent move by the judiciary. All right. So finally, now this is funny, but in as much as it is not funny, we have to talk about it. You remember the lawmaker from Abia State representing Isikuato, and then from the Labour Party, the same lawmaker that recently was elected as a member of the National Assembly from Abia State, with the name, while I want to call the name, I feel so amused and I feel like I should just maybe break into different segments of laughter. All right, you remember Mr. Amobi Oga, the same lawmaker that recently came into the National Assembly from the recently concluded elections, that came out and he was called out on every social media platform and on air because he came out to say very, very positive things about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He came out to praise Bola Tinubu as an intelligent man, as a man in his wisdom and all that. You remember that lawmaker? He made almost everybody in the Labour Party very angry because he came out to, pitch his tent publicly with somebody who is seen as a direct opponent of the Labour Party. Now, something very bad has happened to this man. Yes, in as much as it is not good to laugh at the misfortune of people, but I think maybe if he had listened to people's advice, he wouldn't have fallen to this big ditch. Yes, I will allow you to watch that video where he made that statement. Yes, I would like to bring that statement back to our minds. After this video, then I will tell you what has happened to him. Please stay tuned.
Once you're in this politics, don't lose hope. Don't think that if you don't win today, you will not win again. And once somebody have won the election, to be a good sports person, you must give the person support. For me, like I said earlier, last week, that trended all over the world. When I told the people, election have come and gone. Now it's about governance. And whoever God has given that mandate to represent the people, you must respect that institution. Because today, why I'm representing you is that institution that brought me to this place. So for that reason, and that is why I always say, whoever that is in that seat, give the person that support. Until either court said otherwise or God said otherwise. We must put Nigeria first. Nigeria is more important than anybody. It's more important than me. In fact, let's leave that for another day, but I can tell you, it's only God that gives power.
All right, you've watched, you remember the video, right? He was, giving praises. He was even talking about transparency in the election. He was saying, when power doesn't get to you, you should wait and all that, you watch the video there. Now, the tribunal, the National Assembly Elections Petitions Tribunal, sitting in Umuahia, Abia State, has sacked that lawmaker. Yes, they sacked the lawmaker on Wednesday evening, the 6th day of September 2023, and declared, who was declared winner? The petitioner that was declared winner ahead of Amobi Oga. I will shock you. Honorable Nkiruka Onyejiocha of the APC, the same lady that was linked, or the same lady that was part of the ministerial nominee list of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Can you remember? Now, let us establish the link. Yes, we want to be very, very specific and analytical here. So, in order for us to really drive at the facts, we have to be analytical, all right? Now, listen to this, all right? First and foremost, Nkiruka Onyejiocha was part of the ministerial nominee list, all right? Now, there were lots of bad records from the people in her constituency, that's Isikwato. There were bad feedbacks from them. She has been in the National Assembly for a while. There were lots of bad feedbacks that she has not helped her constituency over a long period of time. Yes, there are projects that are tied down to her name, linked to her, but the people in her constituency are saying they have not seen, more dividends of a good governance from her compared to the number of years she has spent in the National Assembly. That means back at home, her legitimacy is being challenged or contested because they are yet to see good things from her, making it very, very impossible for her to be re-elected to that seat. When you go online, you Google about Nkiruka Onyejiocha, you will see that she faced controversy some months ago, or I think a year or thereabouts, some times back, from her constituency people because she was doing little or nothing for them. Now, why will she come out to win an election from the same constituency that don't like her over a new person that tends to be ready to work like Amobi Oga? Now, this is the situation. We feel from analysis that because she works with the APC the APC went forth to compensate her for missing out on the ministerial nominee list. Okay, yes, to compensate her, they decided to extend her stay in the house. How? By taking over the tribunal. Because people warned Amobi Oga, you cannot just come out and praise Bola Tinubu like that and expect good things to come your way. These people are the APC and they have been there. They know the inner caucus of whatever you're doing. You're just a new lawmaker. You just came on board on the peripheral, platform of politics, and you were, you know, he was opening his mouth saying things that I don't know who told him to say, you know. Now he has received the dividends. I am very sure that she was reinstated to her seat in the National Assembly because she missed out of the ministerial list of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That was a compensation from APC. So we will tell Amobi Oga to please try again next time, and when you come on board as a lawmaker, learn to keep your mouth shut and say things that affect your party and your constituents or your constituencies. Don't go praising another person from another party when you've not gained grounds in the political in the political ground or in the political war scene. All right, so like our videos, to our viewers, share them. Please don't forget to watch till the end. Drop a comment for us in the comment section, and then finally, if you're watching me for the first time, tap the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that we'll always get to link up anytime I'm on air. From our table here, we're calling it quits. See you next time. Bye.